Everybody, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to talk about the top two stocks for this week and why you should keep them on your watch list. And I'm also going to be answering some of you guys' questions for those of y'all who continue to drop those stocks of interest in the comment section of our last video, right after the intro. Alright, y'all, before we begin, again, do not forget to annihilate the like button on your way in. And also don't forget to subscribe if you are new to the channel, alright? So let's get started. Right off the bat, we have the SPY over here. It's currently positive. It's nice. We like to see the futures positive right before the Monday, right? It's a good sign that we may see some money flow in again. In the last video, I told y'all to be watchful of the market being a little choppy, but for the trend to stay relatively up, right? We're going in the upper direction. And for those of y'all who watch Thursday's video, if you look at the chart right now, like if you look at the SPY, Friday was pretty clean. Like pre-market, there was a flag right there, right? It was a very clean trade. This was kind of like the giveaway right there. This was the giveaway that Friday was going to be a good day. So if you were able to spot this one and buy that breakout, congratulations. I think we're gonna go higher, and by higher I mean that we're gonna go to 46.40 on Monday before we consolidate again. We're going to be doing that little zigzag, but on the way up. All right, now the stock that one of the stocks that y'all should be keeping on your watch is one of the stocks for this video. That stock again is CHPT. All right, and CHPT, I've talked about this in the last video. I told you guys to buy this thing because of the bullish triangle on here. It's still clean. I'm still holding my contracts. I like it a lot. This is a charging station, and there have been some bullish news regarding charging stations recently. And I don't think that this is over yet. I think that a lot more money is going to flood into the market. If you bought this and you're holding this thing, again, price target is at $27, maybe even $28. I'm bringing it up just a little bit because of the bigger perspective on there. Again, I showed y'all the long-term resistance. It wants to creep up. It's almost there, and I really do believe that it's gonna get there. So keep that one in your watch list. Now, the next one I think a lot of you are gonna like a lot. That the setup is just the setup is just spectacular. So let's go over that one. It's BLNK, another charging station company. All right. And as you can see right now, there is a lot of volume coming in. I spotted this one on Friday, and the pattern that I spotted on here is quite simple. If you go on the weekly time frame and you zoom out and you do this right here, you can clearly see that there is this bullish pennant on the chart right there. Squeaky clean right over here. It broke out on Friday, showed a bullish engulfing candle. If you check out ChargePoint, it should be the same thing. Yeah, the candle is pretty solid. All right, there may be a little pullback before we rip up, or it may just open at like $25 and then just go up. But for Blink, this one is quite exquisite. I think it's gonna run. And I do think that it's gonna go all the way up to at least, at minimum, like minimum $40. Most probably like 50. It has a lot of room to go up. So definitely keep Blink in charge points. Either have one or either have both. Again, I think they're both gonna move up the same magnitude. I think. All right, so you're not really missing out if you bought one or the other or both. That's my very honest opinion on this stock. Now let's talk about you guys' stocks of interest. For those of y'all who dropped those in the comment section, the first one that we're going to address, that one is MRK, Merck. All right, and MRK, I like the way this is setting up right now. Somebody asked this, I think it was during this week, the week of the 4th, and I told y'all to be very patient because I was anticipating a pullback all the way down to this previous level of support right over here. It dropped a little bit lower and then bounced, and then earnings came up, and apparently they did really well. The reaction was very good, and they had a nice solid day, breaking above the previous high. And there is some continuation on the chart. The volume is increasing at the bottom. We like it. Now, how high can this thing go? Let's take a look at the bigger picture. All right. If you take a look at the weekly, and you zoom out, you can clearly see it's pretty obvious. It's on the chart. It's right there. All right. There is a bullish triangle that actually broke out on the weekly. It's right here. Okay. And I think that it's going to keep going all the way up to at least like right here. Right there. Okay. And it may take a few weeks or it may just take a 1 week. Who knows? But I think that it's going to get to at least like a 95 to 100. Most likely 100 within the next few weeks. So hopefully that answers your question, and this is definitely something that you want to keep your eyes on for all of you guys who are watching. All right, now the next one that we're going to address QS. All right, and in regards to QS, that one also had a solid day last week following earnings. There was I really thought the stock could make it to around $40 multiple times. The first time was here, like it was showing something quite nice over here, right there. And congrats to anybody who were able to take that trade. It was going, and I thought that it could make it, and then it slowed down, showed some weakness, and rolled over again to retest that support. And then this consolidation, this is pretty much where contracts just lose a ton of value before going back up again. It's breaking that previous level of support, which is good. All right, the short sellers who got in here, who didn't cover over here, are getting annihilated right now. And if we open higher, they're gonna cover, and we may see the stock push up even higher. And somebody can also like say that this may be a head and shoulders. Yeah, there is. I think it is there. Like the head over here. If we remove this and if we remove that, like we can see that the head is over here, the left shoulder is like right there, and then the right shoulder, and then the limit will be at exactly $32. But I think that it's gonna go a lot higher, especially given that volume over there. So where could it go? I think it can get up to like $37 and then maybe even 40 before it starts to slow down. I'm not bearish on QS at all, and it has a lot of room after getting demolished for months. All right, so keep that one on your watch list as well. The next one that we're going to address in this video, that stock is McDonald's. And in regards to McDonald's, I was watching it after earnings. It did something quite well that I really liked. This thing right there. All right, it popped up after earnings, showed a very clean pattern over here, right there. I shared it with everybody when it was like somewhere over here, right before the breakout. Some people took this trade either for a day trade or for a swing trade. The swing trade, I mean, it didn't really go anywhere, right? This is when the stock kind of drags its feet. It's very annoying. Like you want the big move to happen the next day, all the way up to like 248, 249. But no, it decides to pretty much just waste your time. So people who had YOLO calls may have gotten hurt, especially if they covered like right at the open over here, instead of waiting for the contrast to kind of like break even a little bit and then get out. But right now, I'm not bearish on the stock. The futures market are looking pretty good. The Dow also is looking pretty good. I think that the move that was expected when I saw this thing might happen on Monday. So this is definitely something to watch as well. And if you look at it on the daily time frame, it's not looking bad. It's not looking bad. Like I wouldn't be surprised to see that happening right there. I would not be surprised to see it. So that's my very honest opinion on McDonald's. The next one that we're going to address, that one is a little bit tricky. Like I looked at it. Some people are bullish. Some people are like neutral about it. But I would say apply some caution. Again, let me just remove all of that. All right. Now, Visa right here. Somebody asked a question about Visa. It's looking pretty good. It's looking quite tempting. I think there will be a short-term bounce. I think there will be. Let me look at the daily. Um, I think there will be a short-term bounce, but eventually we might have to fall down to 200. Again, the reason why I say that is because it had earnings, and earnings, the reaction to earnings was terrible, right? And usually when the reaction is terrible, it takes a few days in order for the dust to settle. It's not gonna bounce immediately, unless it's in one of those scenarios that I explained on Friday regarding Apple and Amazon. That setup actually, it played out really well for Apple. Amazon was a little bit lagging, which was kind of aggravating, but it did play out well for Apple. This one, on the other hand, it's not gonna do it. Like Visa is not gonna do the same thing. If it was gonna do it on that first day, but it ain't. It's just gonna keep going down, bounce a little bit, and then keep dropping down some more. I explained this phenomenon to y'all when Snapchat tanked after its earnings. All right, I explained this to y'all over here. I told y'all, hey, do not buy this dip, not yet, because what usually tends to happen, especially after these massive drops, or just a continuation down after a negative reaction, it just keeps going down for quite some time, about 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks, before we see some rebound. I'm not bullish on Snapchat, just like I would advise people to be cautious. You can day trade it, but don't stay in here for too long because we could drop all the way down to 200. Another reason why I think so is because of the head and shoulders on the chart. As you can see, head, left shoulder, right shoulder. We retest the neckline right over here and we collapse back down to 200 before we bounce. Okay, so that's my very honest opinion on Visa, and I hope that answers your question to the person who asked about it. Yeah, that is. Also one more thing. An update on the video. Since we're talking about stocks, again, this was one of the stocks for Friday. I told y'all to watch the video for a move to the upside. I explained the reason why following this breakout, about how we added on our position, right? So congratulations to anybody who were able to get in at the open. The stock was very generous. It didn't move anywhere at all. It just stayed around the same level. The YOLO calls were the same price. So if you bought those, you could have made like 200 to 300% on those calls, right? So we did pretty well. We made some money on this one. Some people are still holding calls for next week. I'm not bearish on this one as well. I think that we're going to go higher. Again, the video tend to follow the market. So yeah, that's my very honest opinion on that one. And let me share with you guys exactly how we did on the video last week. Yeah, so this is pretty much the profit loss channel. Again, somebody made $900 on the video play. It was a very clean setup. The flag was there, the breakout was there, the stock was behaving quite well. Somebody made $830 on the video. Somebody else made $5,000. They were a lot heavier on the video because again of how clean it is, right? Another person made money on charge points, which we are still holding some calls. And somebody else made some money on the video and charge points. And then somebody else made about $352 plus $600 on the video. Again, so these are pretty much the P&Ls. As I said, we did pretty well on it, and I hope all of you who watched that video did too. And that is the end of the video. Again, do not forget to annihilate the like button for the YouTube algorithm. As always, it helps the channel a lot and it allows more people to get this knowledge as well. Also, if you are new to the channel, definitely click on subscribe and click on the notification bell along with all notifications. That way you don't miss out on future uploads. If you'd like to be part of our private Discord community, you can find that as the very first link in the description of the video below. Also, if you're not following us on social media, you can find me at Paul and Guma and at PATTERNOLOGY LAB on Instagram and on Twitter. And lastly, if all of this is brand new to you and you're interested in getting started in the stock market, I left some very basic step-by-step directions in the description of the video below. Step 1 to step 3. It only takes about 15 minutes or less for you to get signed up with all the tools you need to start trading immediately. You can also get 2 free stocks valued up to $1,850 right after you sign up with Webull using the third link in the description of the video below. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Guma with PATTERNOLOGY LAB, where we trade patterns only. And I will see all of you in the next video, alright? Enjoy the outro.